Welcome to this Saturday Travel and History Tip, and this is California Missions Part 7, and we are wrapping up this series. There are 21 Spanish missions from Sonoma to San Diego, and we will be concluding this series in San Diego. We have taken you to San Francisco Solano, San Francisco de Assisi, Santa Cruz, San Juan Bautista, San Carlos Borromeo de Carmelo, Nuestra Senora de la Soledad, San Antonio de Padua, San Miguel Archangel, San Luis Obispo de Tolosa, La Purísima Concepcion, Saint Inés, San Gabriel. Last week was San Juan Capistrano, and this week we will be taking you to San Luis Rey de Francia and San Diego de Alcala, and one submission, as it is called. On June 13, 1798, Padre Lawson, who we saw was buried next to Junipero Serra in the Carmel mission, Lawson founded San Luis Rey de Francia. It is the 18th mission, the grandest one we have visited so far. Padre Juan Crespi identified the location originally. And as another side note, Padre Juan Crespi is buried next to Padre Lawson and Padre Junipero Serra in Carmel. When you go there, it will be obvious why it is nicknamed King of the Missions. Although it was one of the last missions, it was the most prosperous, and it grew to a population 3 times that of the average mission. East of Oceanside, the mission entertains a blend of Spanish Renaissance, Moorish Mudéjar, and Spanish colonial architecture. Built in 1811, the building is the 3rd church. Visiting on a Saturday, we were unable to tour the interior of the cruciform-shaped church because of a wedding. A gorgeous white Rolls-Royce was the couple's classy getaway vehicle. The original hammered baptismal font is in the baptistry. Because the fenced-in courtyard is only open to retreat and conference guests, we could only view the first pepper tree planted in California through the gate. Padre Antonio Peyri planted the pepper tree in 1830 from seeds brought there by a Peruvian sailor. After secularization, this mission became a U.S. Army outpost during the Mexican-American War. Based at the outpost for a short time in 1847 to 1848, listen to this, was Sacagawea's son, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau. He was a Mormon battalion guide, and he served as head of the Indian Subagency. Like all the missions, the cactus and plants are just incredible at these places. And this particular mission had this grand staircase. Next stop, our special little treat, Mission San Antonio de Pala. It is a submission that was opened in 1816 in the tiny town of Pala. This active church is on the Palatingues Indian Reservation, 20 miles east of San Luis Rey de Francia. A baptism was taking place at the time of our visit to Pala. This is the only Franciscan mission with a freestanding bell tower in Alta California. Within the center garden, the bells seen today have been there since 1916. Bells served a vital function in the missionary community. This is the only submission to remain in existence, maintaining its ministry to a mission Indian tribe. There are original Indian paintings inside, and the church floor is original. A weekend is not necessarily the best time to visit active parish missions, but that's what we did, so we got caught by a wedding and a baptism. The chapel and museum wing are original. An extensive restoration of the chapel was made necessary in 1992 because of termite damage, which weakened the roof. The museum is housed in the original west wing of the mission and has a rich display of old Indian artifacts, statues, relics that were in the church when it was founded in 1816. It was restored after being damaged by an earthquake in 1899. It was restored in 1903 when archetypal paintings were whitewashed, later restored authentically, including replication of original murals painted by Indian artist Antonio Lugo. And of course, the fabulous exceedingly tall palm trees make this a very beautiful sight. Our last stop, Mission San Diego de Alcala. It is a 2-part stop. Historically most important, San Diego de Alcala was the first mission. It was founded on July 16, 1769 on Presidio Hill overlooking San Diego Bay. This mission is often called Mother of the Missions. Spanish explorer Captain Sebastian Juan Vizcaino named the bay in the region in honor of the saint whose feast day was near, Saint Didacus of Alcala. Vizcaino mapped the coastline. The Portalo expedition traveled 900 grueling miles to begin a series of missions in Alta California, starting in San Diego. We happen to be ending in San Diego. 2 galleons had sailed from La Paz and Baja to supply the new mission, but many of the crewmen died of scurvy on the ocean and died at the mission site in the following days. Only half of the 300 who began as part of the land and sea expedition made it to San Diego. Many died or deserted. Presidio Hill is an attraction of its own, located at the southwest corner of Interstates 5 and 8 in Old Town San Diego. The Junipero Serra Museum is perched on the hilltop. See the traditional wine press given for the city's bicentennial in 1969 from the people of Majorca, Spain. Now to the mission. Relocated in 1774, the current mission site is found in Mission Valley, 6 miles northeast of San Diego. While attacking the property, Indians burned the first mission structure. Padre Luis Jaime, also from Majorca, and 2 others were killed in this attack. Jaime became the first Christian martyr in California and is buried in the mission sanctuary. Serra returned in 1776 to restore the mission. After secularization, the mission property was given along with the surrounding property to Donna Maria Antonio Estudio. In 1962, President Lincoln returned the mission ruins and 22 acres to the church. It was rebuilt in stages between 1915 and 1931. In the heart of the urban sprawl, the grounds maintain the pristine classic look of the mission with cascading bougainvilleas, bountiful hibiscus, incredible succulents, large olive trees, citrus trees, and avocado trees. The state's first historic cemetery is on site. The original baptistry is in the museum, and the baptismal font in the church is a replica of the one where Padre Serra was baptized in Petra on Spain's island of Majorca. The mission is along the La Playa Trail, the oldest commercial trail in the western United States. On Sunday, July 16, 1769, Fathers Junipero Serra, Juan Vizcaino, and Fernando Perón raised and blessed a cross to establish Alta California's first mission. Relocated from Presidio Hill to this site in August 1774, the mission was the mother of those founded in California by the Franciscan Order. The present buildings, first completed in 1813, were rebuilt in stages from 1915 to 1931 after many years of deterioration. They have been in use as a parish church since February 1941. And there are a lot of plaques along the building and historical information granted by different organizations. This plaque was placed on the 250th anniversary of the birth of California's apostle Padre Junipero Serra to mark the southern terminus of El Camino Real as Padre Serra knew it and helped to blaze it. It's simply gorgeous and a historical gem. Outside, they have information about what am I looking at? Is this the original mission? Yes and no. You'll have to go and visit and read the signs or pause the video to learn more. What happened to the convento after the end of the mission era? I will tell you this one part. It says, the mission complex was practically rebuilt during the 20th century, which I'm grateful that they are restoring these architectural, historical, agricultural, and cultural gems. Out in the gardens, they have different signs talking about the Spanish explorations and the Padres' living quarters. And here are views inside the church. Many of them look very similar because they are all from the same time frame and copying churches from Spain. The gardens became a formal part of the mission after the rebuilding of the church in 1931. Represented in this garden are various plants such as palm trees, bougainvilleas, aloe vera, and roses. Within the gardens are crosses made from the original mission tiles placed here in remembrance of all the Indian neophytes who died during the mission period. And again, stop and smell the roses and enjoy the gorgeous succulents. Padre Luis Jaime was born Melchor Jaime on October 18, 1740 in the farming village of San Juan, Majorca, Spain. Padre Jaime, as I mentioned before, became California's first Christian martyr because of his self-sacrifice, devotion, faith, and love. His remains are buried in the sanctuary of the church at Mission San Diego de Acala. American history. Learn it. Love it. Appreciate it. Don't let them steal our history. Share our American history. Hope you watch the Saturday Travel and History Tips, and maybe you can ride in a Rolls Royce one day. If you appreciate our content, tell others and repost on your social platforms. And I would encourage you, if you've missed any in this mission series, go back and watch. These are simply incredible sights to see. And I hope you can go visit them sometime. I am really looking forward to seeing the ones that we have not been able to visit thus far. And I want to encourage you to go to my website, danasbooks.net. Thank you.